Hey everybody, we are here with our week 3 litter update for these mini Australian Labradoodle puppies. Hi, I'm Claire from Isle Doodles, and today we have our litter update for our Dragonfly litter. These little mini Labradoodle puppies are 3 weeks old. They've got some great little milestones to share with you, and in the video today we're going to give you an update about each of the puppies, the litter as a whole, a little bit of information about Gigi, and we're going to talk a little bit about Gigi's mothering style. So we have all 5 of our beautiful litter here, and all 5 of these pretty puppies, they're all boys. This is our all boy team. We have never had a litter where we've had all of one gender before. We've got one right next door that has all boys except one, but we have never had a litter where they've all been boys before. So this is a fairly unique litter, and it's also a very pretty litter full of all sorts of interesting colors and patterns. These little mini Labradoodle puppies are all thriving. As you can see, they're all having a really great time at the milk bar here. You can see red collar boy is trying to find his way, and he's like, oh yeah, right, wait a minute, I was going the wrong direction. And blue collar boy here is looking for a bit more. And you can see Gigi, she's lying down, totally relaxed. This is one of the nicest things we can see in a mama Labradoodle. The way a mama Labradoodle feels while she's pregnant, when she's whelping, and when she's nursing has a major influence on the puppies and their demeanor. There is a lot of cortisol involved in how a dog and a human feels. Cortisol is associated with anxiety and our stress levels. So if we have a dog who's anxious and isn't comfortable nursing, comfortable being a mama dog, then the cortisol levels go up. And I'm guessing that that cortisol level translates into the milk even. I don't know that for a scientific fact, but I suspect it's probably quite likely that we see those cortisol levels transferring through the milk. We definitely see a dog with elevated cortisol levels having an impact on their dogs in terms of when mom is stressed, the puppies are stressed. Don't forget, when puppies are first born, they have no sense other than their sense of smell. And even though we as humans can't detect when someone's anxious from their scent, dogs can. So they're very much aware right from the moment they're born what their mom smells like and whether that translates into anxiety, a high stress, or a mom who's relaxed, quite calm, and enjoying herself. Gigi is a mama Labradoodle who really enjoys being a mom. Gigi's a lively little girl. She is a real live wire. She's always tick, 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 tick. We can hear her everywhere. Gigi never walks like this. No, no, no. It's all she always does things at full speed. Everything Gigi does is 100%. If she's coming to say hello to you, it's not, oh, hi, how are you? It's, hi, here I am, I'm Gigi. I'm so excited to see you. Let me kiss you. Oh, this is just so much fun. And when Gigi's going to eat, she's like, oh, I haven't eaten for days and I'm so hungry. She even goes and flips all of the food dishes over with her paws. She gets so excited about it. And then when she's had enough to eat, it's like, don't even let me see the sight of food. I don't know how you could ever think of showing me food. I have no interest in it. So she's kind of an all or nothing girl. So she absolutely adores her puppies. But Gigi also is an excellent mom in that she recognizes and instinctively leaves her babies alone after the first week, realizing they need to be able to figure things out. You don't want a helicopter dog mom. That's not ideal for the dogs. You want a mama dog who is able to have puppies who learn how to be independent and problem solve on their own, as well as being able to do that confidently because they're secure at knowing their mom is there and that their mom is caring for them. So one of the things that impacts a puppy is how their moms present themselves when they're nursing. So if you look right now and you see, now Gigi's not really got full choice here in her positioning because I'm in the whelping box with her. So she's a little bit scrunched up. Generally speaking, if Gigi is lying down to feed her Labradoodle puppies, she stretches out and they have more access to the milk bar. You'll see how Blue here is rooting around. He's looking for a spot, and that's because some of the spots have been milk dried because they're just on the tail end of this feeding session. But what Gigi does quite often is she sits to nurse, and she does that even when the puppies are really young. Now, generally speaking, the majority of moms lie down to nurse their puppies until the puppies are older. They start to sit nurse when the puppies get a bit too big and they're all piling up on each other, and when they start to have some of those little bits of teeth coming through. So they sit nurse, and what is the advantage or disadvantage to the puppies? Well, it's not being handed to them on a silver platter. They have to work for it. And that translates to a puppy who goes, okay, here's the situation, here's how I can figure it out, here's how I can make it work for my needs. So that's teaching the puppy to problem solve at a really young age. So there's a big advantage to a girl who sit nurses earlier than not. Gigi will also transition to standing up to nurse far sooner than most Labradoodle moms do. Again, the puppies have to work, they have to figure out how to get to the milk bar while she's standing up. Because it's not like they're so tall they can just go like a baby calf does. If you ever watch a cow-calf pair, the calf actually has to duck down on their front legs a bit to get under the mum to get to the udder. With a dog, if you ever see a female dog nursing her puppy standing up, and we'll try to capture that on video for you, they have to like be up like this, trying to get there. They lose their balance, they fall over, they have to compete with their litter mates. So it's a lot of work, and it requires a lot of physical dexterity and ability, and it also requires some mental dexterity. So that's just a few little things about moms and how Labradoodle moms differ in their styles. Gigi herself is doing fantastic. She's out and about with us on a regular basis now. She sits on my lap, she sits on Reynolds' lap, she runs around all the time, she chases the ball, she loves to go outside. You may hear her bark later in her video because we have some of our guardians, it's Sierra's guardians, here visiting her. And they've just taken Sierra out for a little stroll in the back of the property. So when they come in, you may hear Gigi bark. Gigi is highly protective, and she makes sure everybody knows that somebody is here that she's not sure of. She even barks if she hears us close the door and she doesn't expect us to close the door, or even sometimes if we come up the stairs. And she makes sure that she lets everybody know, alert, 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 make sure my puppies are safe. So it's really nice. Gigi's eating really well. She's eating probably about 3 times what she normally eats. She does eat a 100% raw food diet. She's not at all thin. She hasn't lost any weight. Her fur is a little bit matted, and that is because she was unable to go for her pre-maternity groom because there was a kennel cough outbreak, and so we didn't want to run that risk. So she is a little bit matted, and most girls, when they're lactating, if you take a look down at her milk bar here, you can see, of course, it's wet and the puppies are all rooting around. You can see how they use their paws to get the milk to come out more. And so that just gets all the fur all twisted up, almost like dreads. So you get a lot of matting in through here. Under her tail and in her back legs, that's a normal area for girls who've just whelped to have some matting, because of course there's some discharge after birth. Giving birth is kind of a messy process. You're going the wrong way, sweetie. There's nothing over there. So these puppies are almost at the point now where they're going to start eating solid food. We don't like to introduce solid food until the puppies are ready. And that is also, we want their digestive system to be ready, but we also want them to be mentally ready. So when you see that the puppies feel like they're not satiated after their turn at the milk bar, then that tells us then it's probably time for us to start introducing a pan of food to them and seeing if they're ready yet to begin the process. Puppies do not know naturally how to lick out of a pan and how to eat. It's something they have to learn to do. So there's no point in trying to get them onto solid food before they're ready to accomplish that and understand that mentally as well. It just becomes frustrating for the puppy and makes an enormous mess. Even when they're ready, they make an enormous mess when they first start to eat solid food. And their first solid food is going to be goat's milk, which is the closest thing to mama dog milk, mixed with some plain rice pablum and some pumpkin. And the pumpkin is in there as an extra little bit of fiber to help them make that transition without getting too much tummy upset. So let's now go and talk about each of the puppies. We are going to go through the puppies in their birth order. We'll tell you a little bit about their weight, the milestones that they've achieved since our last video. We didn't have a week 2 video because cameraman Reynold was away visiting his mom in Manitoba. So instead we did pictures for everybody. And we will continue to do pictures going forward, of course. So we didn't have our week 2 update. So the biggest milestone is all the puppies have their eyes open now. And they are all so excited to show you their beautiful, beautiful eyes. And the other thing is they are all walking very well now on all fours. They're starting to interact with one another, play with each other, and they are pretty much ready to move out. They need to go to the nursery so they have more room. That gives them more room to explore, which of course helps to desensitize them and start getting them socialized. It also helps develop their muscles more. So we're going to start with a light blue collar because he is the firstborn in this litter. And light blue collar is a little annoyed I'm holding him because he wants to go see if there's any milk left anywhere. He's this beautiful chocolate and white party boy. He does have phantom markings, and he may indeed be actually a tri. And a tri is a puppy who is all phantom and all party. But likely he is sable, in which case all those phantom markings will disappear, as sable is dominant over everything on the A allele. So this little guy, he's got a lot of pretty white on his face. It's kind of cool because he's got the white down here around his mouth area, but his head is solid and his ears are solid. And he's almost got, oh geez, she says that's enough. She's out. She's gone. She says, I've fed them now. There's nothing left. I'm getting tired of them sucking away at me. He's almost a tuxedo, and a tuxedo is where the body is a solid color, except for the white goes around here in a collar, white up the face, which he doesn't have, and white halfway up each of the paws. So he's almost a tuxedo, but he's not a tuxedo. And all the puppies, their other big achievement is they're all over 1 kilogram already. Hard to believe that little Gigi, who only weighs 17 pounds herself, can have 5 great big puppies who already at 3 weeks old rather are all over 1 kilogram. That's quite a lot of work for one mama Labradoodle girl. So Mr. Blue, light blue, he is the biggest boy in this litter, and he is 1.21 kilograms. Oh my goodness, Mr. Light Blue is such a big boy. And you see he has lovely eye contact already. He's a very, very nice little fellow. Jillian thinks he's a little bit of a squirmer because when you do his nails, he does like to go, oh, what are you doing? No, no, no. He has a lot of confidence and he is not afraid to let you know what his opinion is. Black collar boy is next. Hello, Black. Black has been up until today the biggest puppy in the litter. Hello, buddy. Hi. This is our only caramel boy in the litter, and he is a solid. So his papa, who's Bentley, is a chocolate phantom Labradoodle, and Gigi is a chocolate sable Labradoodle. Now Gigi looks like she has no brown on her anymore, but when she was a puppy, when she was younger, she was the dark brown color. So both of the girls, not of the girls, but both mom and dad do carry for cream, and that's why you can get a caramel. And caramel is just a shade of chocolate. It's just the lightest shade of chocolate. It's just a hue within the chocolate range. Hello, 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 hello. So Mr. Black Collar is 1.15 kilograms now. And you can see he's kept that same sort of coloring that he had when he was born. Pretty much a golden caramel, very pretty boy. Nice little short nose, strong stop, and a big broad head. So he has a very Labrador looking head. Very much labby body type as well. Quite a nice, thick, heavily boned puppy. Very nice puppy. Oh, and he's going to give me a kiss. Oh, thank you. He is a very affectionate boy. Yes, you are. I call him my golden delicious apple. Oh, and you can see these two are playing down here. So this is what they are now up to at this age, where they're starting to do all these fun things where they play with each other, they bark and they growl, and sometimes they sing. And you can see how with Black moving around, how he was there. They're really tottery, and so they fall over a lot. So it's really quite entertaining to watch them. Now red collar's next. Red collar's under light blue. Now you can see light blue. Here's a really good example of how he has great problem solving skills. There's Mom. I can tell she's there. So I'm going to stand right on top of my brother so I can figure out how to get out of the whelping box to get to Mom. And this is also the reason why these puppies are moving out of the nest and into the nursery, because they are going to start jumping out if we don't get them out. Hello, Mr. Red. Mr. Red is similar to Blue in that he is a beautiful chocolate party boy. Hello. He has less chocolate on his back. He has this pretty little T shape on his back, and then he has more white on his face. He has this really interesting white pattern on his face where he has the white on the left but not on the right. And you can see he has those he's all in a tither here because they were playing. You can see he has the phantom markings on the side of his face if he'll stay still. Hey, buddy. And you can tell as well that he is definitely a sable, and those are all going to disappear. Now, how can I tell he's a sable? It's the way his coloring is up here, even though he's got the chits on his eyebrows, and he does have the vent markings as well. He had all of the indicia of being sable right from the time he was born, so he was an easy call. And so here we just do a little bit of upside down work where we practice having them go in a position that's not entirely natural when they're this young. If you know anything about Labradoodles, you'll know that it is a Labradoodle trait to be upside down on a regular basis. Red collar boy is 1.05 kilograms, which makes him now the smallest in the litter. It was previously, I think it was brown or pink that was the smallest, but not red. And this is what's very common in litters. Who's the biggest and who's the smallest changes regularly throughout as they're growing up, right through to maturity. Next is Mr. Brown Collar Boy, who's tottering around over there. Now you can see here what the color of Mr. Brown Collar's body is compared to Mr. Red Collar. So quite a different tone, a real different hue in the chocolate. So Mr. Brown is a sable, and when he was born, he was darker. He was never this dark, but he was definitely darker. He's wet here from playing with his brother, but he had a very distinctive dark line down his back. And if you'll go back and look at the week 1 video, you'll see that down his back was almost the color that his tail is here. And you can, sorry, didn't mean to knock you over. This is the darker tone that comes in a sable. But this is the coat clearing out in sable. Hi, how are you? And you can see he looks like very much like he's a phantom like his daddy Bentley, but he's not. He is a sable just like Gigi. When Gigi was a puppy, she also looked very much like a phantom. Now Gigi's just coming in to do a cleanup on aisle 3 because Mr. Red just had a poop. The puppies are going to the bathroom on their own now, but Gigi is still picking up after them. And Mr. Brown Collar is now 1.12 kilograms. You want to show us your tummy? No, he says, I'm not showing anybody my tummy right now. I know my mom's there and I'm still hungry, so I'm getting a little bit excited about that and trying to get down. This is a good boy. So that's Brown Collar Boy. And the last little fellow in this litter to be born is Pink Collar. And Pink Collar is hiding under the pig rail here. So we'll just get him out. Come on, handsome. There we go. This little one, oh my goodness, we had a couple of days where he was quite a little fuss budget. Oh my word. So you can see how much he's gravitating and looking towards me and my voice. And that's because I have spent extra time with him because he was such a fussy budget. And you can see he's still a little bit agitated at being held. And we're just going to try and get him to settle down. And we don't ever force it. If they're really not wanting to do something, then we just let them go and we try again at a different time. But first of all, we try our best, there we go, to get them to just ease into it. Sometimes it's just rocking them. Sometimes it's just snuggling up in the neck. And sometimes it's just talking a little softer and a little slower. He does respond to the cadence of your voice very much. He always has been quite sensitive to sound. And you can see he's sniffling around trying to see if I got anything worthwhile in my neck. So Pink Collar, as you saw, was under the pig rail sleeping. That's an instinctive thing that dogs do, is they go underneath something. And this is why the crate provides them with so much comfort. And when we move these puppies into the nursery, which we'll probably do tomorrow, then we will put a crate in for them. When we put the crate in initially, the door is either propped open or the door is simply removed from the crate altogether. And that way they can go in and out however they wish. And by letting them do that and giving them that roof, it gives them all sorts of security. So we start crate training our puppies right from the time they're 3 weeks old, because we just build on that natural behavior. We're not trying to take the dog and mold them to do things we want to do that are totally against what dogs would do on their own. We're trying to take what a dog does naturally and then apply it and work with it so that it fits into our lifestyles. So then when the puppy goes home, he's able to have a really seamless transition into your home, be able to understand that this is how what he would do naturally will fit in what you want him to do, right? Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Oh my goodness, doesn't that sound complicated? No, you're just going to be a puppy. And so Mr. Pink Collar is 1.13 kilograms now. Very nice weight. And you can see he settled all in and was perfectly fine. He's been held longer than any of the other puppies. I was talking a little bit extra there about some things intentionally just to give that little bit of extra session with him. And that's all I've done with him, is really focused on him, figured out where his sweet spot is, and figured out what for this particular puppy works. How can I reach him? Where is it that he responds best? What is it that he is going to acknowledge as a behavior he enjoys? And then I can mold that so his behavior reflects what I want. And he's less stressed about things. And you can hear somebody's having a great conversation back here. What's going on back here? I think whoever it is has gone behind my pillow here and is wondering how they're going to get out. There we go. Were you getting squished back there? So that's all of our puppies, our beautiful mini Labradoodle litter of all boys. It's our all boys club from our Dragonfly litter at Isle Doodles. He's a good boy.